Hi friends, today I decided to take the video outside because the weather is really lovely and I just felt like I needed to get out of the house. Today I wanted to talk about anger, and recently, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I actually went to an anger release workshop. It was one of the most incredible workshops I've ever taken. How it came to be was that a month and a half ago, I was really struggling with anger. So I signed up for this anger release workshop. It was about 3.5 hours. And let me tell you, I released a lot of anger. There were some exercises that I've never done in my life before, and it was super powerful. To be honest, like this kind of subject, like feeling angry and having a lot of anger, is something that I would have not talked about a couple of years ago because my sweet and young mind was very focused on positive thinking and always feeling positive emotions. Every time I would feel upset or agitated, I would tell myself, it's all in my mind, I need to change how I feel. So I think because I went like this through so many years, a lot of anger accumulated that I never expressed. So if there was a situation where I should have been angry and it was an appropriate, healthy response to just feel the anger and then healthily release it, I did not do it in the years ago. Oh, cute. I didn't do it in all those years, and in the last year it reached a point where there are so many emotions and so many things that bubbled up because I never dealt with it, that right now I either deal with it or I'm gonna go crazy. Anger is such a tricky subject because I often hear that, you shouldn't feel anger, and anger is not a good emotion to feel. And it's been kind of frustrating because this is how I used to think myself. I used to think like, if I'm gonna be this happy, positive person, I cannot feel any anger. Like anger is such a bad emotion, and I'm not a violent, angry person. In the last half a year, in the last year, I have been feeling a lot of anger. And it is quite overwhelming, and this is not a hero's journey, unfortunately, where I tell you this is where I was and this is where I am today. I am free of anger. Not even close. It's just something that I wanted to open the discussion about because I've talked before, how I am so frustrated with positive thinking because deep healing actually involves a lot of messy, painful emotions. And I am still in that place where I'm swimming in this muddy water. I made a metaphor a couple of videos ago about being in this muddy water where all the shit you've never dealt with comes up, it's all stirred up, and you just have to work through it. And right now I am in that space where I'm working through a lot of things, but it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating, it's so tiring, it's not easy. I am working with an incredible psychologist that is helping me so much to deal with my emotions and process a lot of things. Not a lot of people know that I struggle with anger, but if I do tell somebody, the response I would usually get is like, what? You? No way. Like, you're not angry. You're such a happy person. Like, you're so wonderful. You don't look like somebody who's angry. But the reality is that nobody else knows my experience but me. So even though on the outside I might not look like I'm angry, on the inside, my whole inner world might be completely different. And this is why I'm so focused on educating people and bringing up these conversations about our inner world, because quite frankly, the outer world doesn't freaking matter, because what you hold inside colors your whole world. So when I'm feeling super angry and super frustrated, I will find anything to be angry about. And this is right now what I'm trying to distinguish, and something that's super difficult for me is that I have to ask myself constantly, is this something that I'm really angry about actually? Or am I just looking for an excuse to feel angry? Because working with multiple professionals and doing a lot of self-inquiry myself, I realized that it's not that I have a lot of reasons or things to be angry about. It's that my ego is so attached to anger and kind of judgment and this sense of false power, because when I get angry, I feel like I'm right. And if I get angry about this thing or that person or what somebody is doing or somebody that is not doing this, I get to be in a position of power. I get to act like, no, I am right. This is the way things are. And it feels freaking wonderful for the ego. Oh my God, my ego feeds on that stuff. It's very difficult once you're in an angry state or once you're in any heightened emotional state. it's very hard to get out of it because it's almost like we're intoxicated. And when I do get out of my anger and frustration and I look back, I truly do feel like I was under some kind of an influence. It feels like I was under, right, the influence of anger, and I was so cloudy minded, I couldn't see straight, and now that I'm out of it, I'm like, whoa, what the heck happened to me? But one thing that I'm learning right now is that if I do not feel my anger, it's only gonna get worse. And a lot of the times what I see, and this is something that I've been able to observe while working with a psychologist, is that anger is my defense mechanism. Because if I am angry, I don't have to be vulnerable, I don't have to feel my feelings. I feel anger, so I feel powerful, I feel like I am right, and I feel in control. But most importantly, I feel powerful. So right now what I've been focusing on doing, which is of course very difficult, is when I get angry, my mind is going 100 or 200 kilometers an hour. What I need to do is I need to find a place, sit down, close my eyes, and slow my mind. And the second I slow my mind, I begin to cry, because underneath all that anger, there is just a lot of hurt and a lot of fear. So even though I might think that, oh, it's anger, it's not my fault, I'm angry because of all these external events, the subconscious mind is brilliant, and it's doing, it's trying to protect me. But when I really slow down and check in with myself, I just see that underneath all that anger is just the little me who's really scared and not wanting to get hurt. I honestly wish that this was, as I said, a hero's journey where I could tell you 5 tips how to release anger, or 10 tips to help you deal with anger. But because I am still in the middle of it all, I do not have a conclusion to this. I do not have any takeaways other than the fact I'm finally dealing with my shit. It sucks, but it's gonna be fine. It's for the greater good. I've really noticed in the last months, when I am in a good state of mind and I am feeling happy and just so relaxed and aligned, I could face the same things and I'm not gonna have a strong emotional reaction because I'm gonna be feeling in such a good state. But then when I'm already agitated and I already am feeling these more fiery emotions, inside of me, I will look around, I will find the same stimulus that before, let's say, didn't bother me. And right now that stimulus and those quote unquote triggers will make me very triggered and very furious. We hold all these wounds inside of us and all these protective mechanisms, and then we just find a way and we find outlets in which we can project all of that hurt and all of that anger. Feeling your emotions is very important. Feeling anger is very important. So if somebody tells you, oh, don't feel angry, you shouldn't feel angry, just that's not good, don't feel anger. Screw that. Feel your anger, express your anger in a healthy way. Don't go and get into a fight, but find ways to express your anger in a healthy way. Go punch a pillow, go for a run, physically release it, do whatever it is that you need to do in a healthy way without harming others. That will help you release your anger. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate this community and the people that are drawn to my content. It's just a community of people who are very committed to their personal growth, and as I like to say, becoming the researcher of their own self, and finding the clues and finding these nuggets of wisdom as they get to know themselves better. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.